You ready?
Oh god.
Oh my goodness. Hey guys, it's your girl Mimi. Today's video we're going to be talking about how to convert visitor visa to work permit. I shared a video talking about, truck driving being one of those jobs where you can easily get an LMIA if you come into Canada as a visitor and then use that LMIA to get a work permit. This beautiful lady here commented and said that there are other ways, and she will be sharing her experience on how she came to Canada as a visitor, and now she has work permit and study permit and all of that. So first of all, thank you. I'm meeting her for the first time. She's a YouTuber as well. The link to her YouTube channel will be in the description box below. Please follow her and support our channel as well. So thanks for coming.
Thank you so much, Mimi, for having me.
See this YouTube is paying off. I've gained a friend now.
I mean,
so straight into it.
Yeah.
You guys came here as a visitor.
Yes.
And now you are on what's your status now in Canada?
Okay, currently I have a study permit or a study visa, and my husband has an open work permit, work visa.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, but is that how you guys came into Canada? Did you come as a student?
No. So when we got into Canada, we're just like visitors. We hadn't applied.
So you came with a normal visit visa?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we hadn't applied for anything. So when we came into Alberta, we we're just like, you know what? Let's see the options that we have, and we decided to try the school route. Because I've been meaning to further my education, have my master's, my MBA. So it was like, okay, let's see the good schools that we have in Canada. So we applied to some schools. After applying, we had to now consider some things, because while applying, we had to look out for schools that would give us open work permits for my partner.
Okay.
Because there are some universities that when you apply, they won't give you open work permits for your spouse. So that was very important to us. So we searched for those kind of schools. Then there's some things that we consider like postgraduate work permits as well. So the school we eventually went with provided 2 years postgraduate work permits for myself, and provided an open work permit for my husband. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so first you came as a visitor, then applied to study to do your MBA.
Yeah.
And then what was important for you is to look out for those schools that would, give you 2 years postgraduate work permit and also give your husband open work permit.
Yes.
Okay, this looks pretty straightforward, but I know it's not usually as easy as you just made it sound, because I've also seen people say you cannot get study visa within, when you're already in Canada, that you ought to have gotten the study visa from outside Canada. So let's say visit visa, to the best of my knowledge, even if you have 10 years visit visa, you're only allowed to stay 6 months per time. So from what time, from the time of applying to the applying to get the admission and getting your visa, what was that process? How long did it take? And did you have any issue trying to get any school to admit you as a visitor here in Canada?
Okay, so which question should I even start with?
I think I actually lumped it. Let's break it down.
Let's break it.
What was the duration between you converting your visit visa? Not necessarily converting, because you will still have your visit visa in your passport. But what's that long? What's the process like from being a visitor to getting that study permit?
Okay, so maybe I'll start from when we even applied for our visitor's visa.
Okay.
Right? If that's okay. So we applied for a visitor's visa in, I think, March, right? And in February, we applied for a visitor's visa in February. Then by March, maybe 3 weeks or so, we got our visitor's visa, right? Then April, we just left for Canada. Then when we got to Canada, like a little 2 weeks after we had stayed for 2 weeks, we started applying immediately to different schools, and of course we had rejections and some accepted and everything. So after we now got admission to a university that we thought was like met our criteria
what
and
you're
everything,
looking for,
yes.
yeah.
We then paid for, you have to pay some part of the tuition,
Yeah.
and after paying for that part of the tuition, now that's not what you now have to apply for a study permit, because you can get admission does not mean
exactly because that also, it doesn't, because just because you're already inside Canada does not mean you will get study permit.
They don't send you if you don't if you don't write your application well, like those letter of intent, everything, and doing your application, like,
so it's still the same way if you're to get admission from Nigeria. But do you think that being in Canada had any, gave you any form of advantages, like how fast it was for you to, because you got this whole thing literally within less than 6 months from being a visitor visa holder to getting study permit. You just mentioned that you were here for 2 weeks, and within, after 2 weeks you were applying to different schools. But do you think that being in Canada, because that's the challenge some people have, that okay, fine, visitor visa, but okay, if I come to Canada, what's the difference between if I was in Nigeria applying? Because I would say, if you knew that you were going to do your masters in Canada, why didn't you just apply to study masters? So do you think that being in Canada as a visitor gave you any form of advantage?
Honestly, I don't think so. But what I would say is that the secret sauce is in the application. So for us, right, we, first of all, we're very honest. Like, there's no atom of lies in our application, because we know that some
So you did tell the school that you're on visitor visa?
Yeah, we told them everything. We're currently on visitors visa. We've just gotten admission. Obviously, your proof of funds, like we already had proof of funds. So the secret is in that application, and like the storytelling and just being totally honest. So I don't think,
I think that's the thing. When people try to say, you, like, when you think you want to outsmart the system, you forget that everything here is
as clear. It's as clear as
honestly is your best bet here. So you were honest. You got the admission. Then you got study permit. We'll get to, tell us if you're okay to tell us the name of the school that admitted you guys, or if you're not comfortable to say that, that's fine as well. If you want to say, or should they reach out to you through your channel?
Like right now, I don't, because even like today now, a video dropped on how I like got admission, but I didn't mention the school for like security. I'm not yet comfortable mentioning.
Oh no, that's totally fine. If you're on Instagram, we can put your Instagram handle, and
just
if anyone
YouTube, I don't have Instagram yet. Okay. I have those YouTube.
So if someone is interested in this school, how can they email?
Yes, you can email me. I have TikTok, if that counts. You can send a DM via TikTok. Maybe I'll open an Instagram account.
No, you don't. If you're not an Instagram person, my husband too is not on Instagram. He doesn't like it, doesn't want to be there, doesn't care, nothing. It's not just interested. It's not on Facebook, it's not on Instagram, it's not on anything.
But what I can say is, though, like, there are different schools. Like, it doesn't have to even be just this school. I mean, like, there are different.
You know why I'm asking you? Because I know my audience. They'll say, "Is that one that worked for Chisholm? That one is the one." What's the name of that school? So maybe and again, I totally respect your decision. If you're happy to share your email for someone to reach out to you and say, please, what's the name of the school? I mean, that would be more discreet than us just putting it out here. So that's totally fine.
Maybe one day I'll also share on my channel when I'm, like, I think I'll just ease into that, giving out so much.
My dear, take your time. See, my philosophy is, if I don't feel easy, sometimes even as a content creator, if you are putting out content out there, some people might think you're oversharing. And other people will be like, everything this person is putting online. Other people will consider you sharing useful information, and they will appreciate you. As a matter of fact, some people send me emails and just to say thank you. You know that what you just shared just saved me money. Someone had commented yesterday over a video that I posted saying on this same visitor visa thing, and what agents don't tell you. And the guy was he put his own story on my comment section talking about how he has paid 3 point something million
Wow.
to someone for visitor visa.
Wow.
So he was just appreciating what I was saying. If he had seen that,
Yeah.
Imagine visitor visa is just 185 Canadian dollar.
Imagine.
He paid 3 point something million. But again, if people do not know, but so when I even share some of the things that I share on my channel, other people might think, oh, you're oversharing. But for me, I always get to that point where I'm comfortable enough to share it before I put it out there. So I totally respect that, that's you. Because sometimes our instincts, it doesn't lie. Maybe that school just did that for you. We don't know, But again, you also didn't lie because you said you were totally honest and you told them all so that's fine. Share whenever you're comfortable. That's absolutely. If you want to know where she be comfortable to share, you follow her on her own YouTube channel. It's not that hard. Okay, so I guess my next question is going to be that for the proof of fund that you mentioned earlier, because I know when people are talking about proof of fund, it's usually if you're coming as a visitor, you do need proof of fund, but there's no specific amount that you should have. Unlike the permanent residency where one individual needs to have like 13,000 Canadian dollars. Two people is like 17,000, and the number just keep going up. Depending on number of family you have. So husband and wife with one child, more money. Husband and wife with two child, more money. So, what the proof of fund that you had to show the school here, is it the proof of fund that says you can afford to pay for your tuition, or the proof of fund that you came with as a visitor?
No, proof of fund that shows that you can actually pay for your tuition. That was so different. Visitors visas application is different from students permit, work permit. So for student permits, we had to show that we had the money for the tuition, we had the money to take care of myself and my spouse, because we are applying together, right? Because his own application was like under my own application.
Both of you will be dependent on each other.
So we had to prove that there's money for school, there's money for me, there's money for him, together. So
you see that it's still not going to be like, it's not like piece of cake, because again you still need those funds, and
you need the funds.
You are still going to be paying international tuition regardless, because only permanent residents and citizens pay domestic fee. So even if you come as a visitor, you will stay. But I would say that being a visitor would probably have some advantage, because I know this Canada is not like UK that dish out admissions anyhow. I think if they see that you're already here, there might be some form of consideration. Not that they are giving you any. It's not like they are giving you any preferential treatment, but you're already in Canada, so some schools might want to just say, this person is here, because there are also schools that give out admission and then immigration does not approve the student visa, and then this one, at least you've cleared criminality check, you've cleared background check, because when you're doing visitor visa, you still have to do biometrics and all those things. So on that end, they would know that this person, from the criminal perspective, everything is.
I actually agree with you that the fact that they had given us visitors visa would have played a good role. But the fact that we were in Canada before applying, I'm not sure if that would have played a role.
Right.
So if you have a visitors visa but you have not come to Nigeria and
you've not come to Canada.
You've not come to Canada. Sorry.
I'm on Nigeria.
We are still new here.
It's in our blood. Even though we have been here 10 years, the thing is deep.
So that's that's my opinion on it, Sha.
Okay, personally I learned a lot, because when I post videos and I share, if you check the about my channel, right? I just say I'm here to share my experience, hope it benefits someone. That's the only thing I have in my about, if you want to know about my channel. And sometimes I'm learning on my comment section, when people talk about their experience. So I've seen people say, oh no, you can't come to Canada and apply to study as a visitor and you're already here. You ought to have had the admission from your home country. But now clearly that's not the case, because you're doing your MBA now, your husband is on open work permit and you have your study permit. Another thing also that I've seen people talk about, which is totally not true, is that if you are like, someone would think that if they are coming to come and do 3 months course, that they can apply for study permit and then further give their dependent open work permit, and that's not true. Because in this Canada, hear me well, for short courses you don't need any study permit. If your course is 3 months or less, let's say you're just coming here for a short course, like a quick certification, you don't need any study permit. This is totally legal. You can look it up yourself. Okay, you can just type on Google, do I need study permit to do a 3 month course or in Canada? And you will just see that it's not true. So even if don't go and pick all these short course thinking that when you get here you use that to get study permit and then use the study permit to get open work permit.
Before you even get your permit, the 3 months has finished.
Because your visitor visa allows you to stay for 6 months, and within that 6 months, if you have any course to do, you have 6 months. So they don't need you. People that are doing 1 year course, 2 year master's degree, or people that are doing undergraduate of 4 years are the ones that we're actually talking about here. Not if you're coming to a college to do a certification, but the certification is long, it's like 1 year, that's good. I'm talking about that too. You mentioned an important point, that the school that meets the criteria of what you're looking for, people do not understand that some schools in this Canada does not give you open work postgraduate work permit.
Yes.
So they will just, and admissions in most of those schools is very fast and very quick. So there are schools, very cheap. So there are institutions that are called designated learning is it DLI they call them? Designated learning. I'll put the full this thing.
You're the expert.
I don't really talk much about school, even though people used to maybe talk about school, talk about cheap schools in Alberta. I'm just looking, where is the cheap school in Alberta? I've not seen it. So you want me to just make things up, But yeah, I know that there are institutions that are designated to, that when you graduate, you can get your postgraduate work permit. It's not every school. So when you are applying to schools and it looks like admission is too fast, just ask, find out if you'll be able to get postgraduate work permit after. Because if you don't, for me, you've just wasted your money. Unless your purpose is truly to just study, get education, and go back home. If not, the whole idea is that you come, you study your masters. After your masters, you have 2 years. That 2 years, when you work for 1 year, you then have Canadian work experience, which then you can use to apply for your permanent residence. Because that's the route to permanent residence.
Very correct.
So tuition is not cheap in Canada. I know that in some provinces that are like end of nowhere, they have some schools that if you hear the price, you'll be like, it's cheaper in this same Canada. But make your research. I've seen crazy documentaries on YouTube talking about students suffering in some province because agents lie to them, and some schools
are even they are fake or something.
They are fake. I've even seen people learning in a theater, in a cinema.
Wow.
I was watching I was watching it on YouTube, because they didn't have enough capacity. So it's not all schools, please. There is scam here too. Okay. If you've received any once in a week, I must receive one scam call in this Canada, and I'm like, it's just getting crazy. Scam crazy. About jobs, scam about school, scam about visa. Some people even call you to scam you about your taxes.
Imagine.
About most times when I open my Amazon account, next thing I will get a call saying they are calling me from Amazon, that they want to refund my money, blah blah blah. I should click on a certain link. It's even just crazy.
House hunting.
I
start to tell you the things that our eyes have seen.
No, we're going to talk about some of the challenges that you've had, because is even though this is it worked out. Visitor, now study, and now work permit.
You can't underestimate the grace of God. Honestly, we didn't expect it, but we're willing to take that risk because it was a clear risk. After 6 months, we could have gone back home. But everything just worked out smooth for good. Hallelujah. Thank God.
So what would you say was the biggest challenge you guys had and still have now?
Coming to Canada or just for school?
What's just that one thing that you didn't know, or you didn't, maybe you knew but you didn't know to what extent that you have learned now throughout this whole process?
where do I even start? Because they're like different things. One thing top of mind is, I don't know if it's in terms of is it in terms of study, like the process?
No, you already have
like,
the study down.
Yeah.
Now that you are here with the work permit, with
Yeah.
everything, what's the challenge that you have now?
House hunting.
I know. I was just trying to make you say. I know we were talking about that before we started filming.
Oh my days.
So you're not getting house.
It's crazy because now we're in Alberta, right? My school is in Vancouver, so we are searching for houses in Vancouver.
And Vancouver is for the rich, yo.
What can we do? That's where the school is now. So it's to look for a place there or around, like cities around that place, and we've come across different scammers because we've used different platforms. And it's not, many of them are not, if I'm being honest, they are not melanin friendly. So once you're like Nigerian, the stakes are higher. People that
and that's funny because in Alberta it's not the case.
It's not the case. Of course, it's not the case.
It's not the case. You can be black, green, whatever. Nobody.
Mimi is a homeowner in Alberta. I have a brother in that is a homeowner here in Alberta. But Vancouver has just proven to be so hard.
But do you think it's because sometimes I don't like to assume and say, oh, maybe I personally do not think skin color has anything to do with it. There is general shortage of there's shortage of houses in Canada.
True.
You saw outside,
of course,
they are just building new houses. Even this house is brand new. We're the first, we bought it and just moving. But I know the challenge because my friend that was moving from UK, they tried to get accommodation in Ontario when they were coming and they couldn't find anything. The one they saw, the landlord told them they had to pay 6 months upfront. And when they agreed, because that's usually the case if you don't have job yet, they are not sure how you'll be able to pay monthly. So they just want to take 6 months upfront from you. And they were okay, they wanted to go ahead and pay, but because of the scarcity, before they could even complete that transaction, someone else took it. So I started convincing them to come to, and they don't regret it. So the thing is, I think it's scarcity. There is shortage of house in every part of Canada, and I think it's also because of people migrating and then housing. I don't think they have enough houses to soak up everyone.
Just like to add to what you said, just like what we were discussing earlier. So first of all, there's scarcity of houses. Secondly, people that own those houses are mostly Chinese and the likes, and of course because of the communication barrier, they will definitely prioritize
that's why I'm saying that I don't think the person is not choosing based on I don't like this skin color. It's because of ease.
But there are some people that we've met to the moment you mention, they will ask you, they might not put it on the website, but the moment they will ask you, where are you from? When you say Nigerian, some of them they won't just reply.
I get your point. I'm saying that the reason that they are not replying might not be because they have anything against Nigerians. It's because I already know that it's going to be difficult for me to communicate with you. Why I'm saying this is because when we're coming, the day we're landing at the airport, the person in front of us that was on the line, when you come down from the plane, the immigration, everybody's queuing to go and meet the immigration officers, right, to ask you questions and all of that. The lady in front of us, she's Asian and she could not speak any form of English. So they had to, the officer that is attending to because Canada here is only French and English now. So they had to go get an Asian person to translate. So they are just doing translation. It's like when you're in a Yoruba church and they say this one have to translate in English. It felt like that, but that's what I'm saying, that if that person is a landlord now, how will she take someone who is English? Because she doesn't speak English and you cannot speak a language. So I think that's where the issue is. I personally would not think that it has anything to do with the fact that person is Nigerian. I think when you say Nigerian, they already know these people only speak English and very few Nigerians speak French. And this in Vancouver is almost everybody there is almost Asian. So how what would the communication be like? unlike in this same Alberta,
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people who are white, but their tenants are black.
Yeah.
But in Alberta, these people speak English.
Yeah.
So, and I think in Ontario is the same thing. Ontario has that mixed, everybody different background and all of that. And as long as you talk and they can hear you, doesn't matter what your nationality is. So that's what me personally would assume the problem is, aside the fact that there is shortage too.
Yeah.
Because I know when we're coming from Dubai to Canada as well.
It happened.
Yeah, we experienced the same thing. The only people that gave us house and we paid 3 months upfront is because I had a friend stand for me here as a shorty, and she's a citizen here. So she went there, they saw her, they put us on video calls, everything.
Yeah.
And the reason why I think we got the house is because that's a company. So it's not an individual landlord. They have blocks of flats, and then they have like a company managing that for them. So there's shortage plus.
Yeah, well.
Another thing, if you do not have a job yet, they already have this. So how do you want to pay?
Yeah. And we have, they say provide your bank, bless you, provide your statement of accounts, and we do provide statement of account. Like I agree with you. Like some people, it's just what it is. Or some other like experiences that
I'm not saying that people are like, there's no country that you will not find one person that the head is not correct.
The head is not correct.
But it's both ways too. In Nigeria too, I have people that their head is not correct.
Of course.
Personally, as a young lady, went to school in Lagos and all of that. After school, and I was trying to get a house, there were so many landlords that would not let me rent any accommodation because first I was single.
Wow. Of course, that's very rampant in Nigeria.
Landlords have several reasons.
Once you're a lady and you're single like this, they will just categorize you.
I was single. I was looking for I was single and I was doing well for myself, and then I was just looking for 1 bedroom or 1 room and parlor, nothing too much in a nice place. My dear, I didn't get the houses that were like my top choice. Nice. I told the agent what I wanted, so anytime you find something that matches, you take me to landlord. Landlord will see me. And personally, I think I am one of the people that dress so responsible. But madam,
life.
Are you married? Money, no.
It's all over.
Because they don't want visitors to be coming over. Then you also have those ones that their head is not correct too, that I was mentioning early. That they say, where are you from? If I say I'm dead, and they say, Moibo, we're not giving house to you. So there are so many.
Every country has
that's why I personally have trained myself not to think that racism, I don't want to even have it at the back of my head that my skin color can be any form of
I definitely understand. I honestly understand that, like, walking around thinking, because I'm black, you already even do something to your
and to be honest here, because I've lived in Dubai before and I'm living here now, I'll tell you that Nigerians in Canada have very good reputation. Very good reputation. In my own circle, I don't have one person that is not doing well for themselves. And even in those people, in my people that my friends know, like, you still hear people talk about how the opportunities, the doors just open for them. I believe that if you are qualified for a job in this country, you get it. It has nothing to do with your skin color.
Canada, we are here to stay.
No,
we'll conquer.
People are welcoming you, and people are nice, and people are friendly. Nice. People are really friendly here. But
like here now,
we've turned it into gist.
And we were just gisting. Anyone that listens to the video,
we did not script anything. We just say let's share from our hearts, and I hope you've learned something. But congratulations, really.
Thank you,
because that's really nice.
Canada has been great. So
you've heard, and now visitor visa is like hot cake. Everybody's just feeling 185 Canadian dollar they can apply, and if you already have proof of fund, what is there? You go ahead and apply. When I made the last video. I'm not expecting anyone. When I made the last video and I was talking about teaching someone how to do visitor visa and all of that, so many of you have been pricing me as if I'm selling kuli kuli. Even though I say it's cheap, doesn't mean it's going to be so cheap. Excuse me. Let me check who's at the door.
Hello, viewers.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We're filming.
Hello,
I
viewers.
don't know. If
Hello, viewers.
This
My name is David.
Yeah, this is Sugo. Now we be the Agbero where they run the town. Yes, so.
That's it, guys. Thank you so much. Before we gist and forget that we had a topic in the beginning. Thanks, Chisom, as well for sharing your experience. So
thank you so much for having
we are going
me.
to also film 2 video for Chisom's channel. It's totally different topic, something different entirely. So you definitely want to check out our channel. The link will be in the description box below and it will be on your screen.
Go and
Subscribe. Okay? Don't forget to do that.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.